The views and opinions on the On the Air with Mike Allen show do not reflect the views and opinions of other shows associated with Fort Kick-Ass Productions. This show is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, I mean,
are we live?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. This is the last show.
At least for in here, right?
It'll be the last show. I don't know. I might even change the name. I don't know. Leland's here with me. Mad Mike's driving the boat for the last time. Definitely the last show in the man cave. Yeah, big life changes. Happens fast.
To close my eyes, only for a moment, and the moment's gone.
I don't know the rest of that.
All we are is dust in the wind.
All we are is dust in the... You know that song's about giving birth?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, dust in the wind.
Closing time.
Open up the door.
Yep. That's about giving birth.
Ow.
102.9 The Planet.
Why is this mic not on yet?
Yeah, why is my mic not
Because I didn't feel like turning it on yet.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man. Yeah,
Indeed.
big changes are coming, and all good. Nothing bad. It's just I got to a point where I decided to make some changes. So we're going to focus on that. And then once we come back, I don't know what the format's going to look like, to be honest, when it comes back, or whether I'll change the name of the show.
You've done On the Air with Mike Allen for 9 years.
Yeah, for 9 years, since 2012. Started out as a podcast, just audio. We just went on YouTube a year ago, I think. 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
when I came on as a full-timer.
Yeah.
We should, I have a new name idea.
What would be your new name?
The Mike Allen Bananarama Spectacular.
Bananarama Special.
The Bananarama Power Hour.
And then I should get the band Bananarama
Yes.
reunited.
Or Wang Chung. One of the two.
Now put yourself on camera, Mike.
And walk like an Egyptian.
You know better than that. That wasn't Bananarama.
I thought that was Bananarama.
No.
Nope.
That was the Bengals.
That was the Bengals.
Do 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 do.
Which one was Bananarama? Was that Venus?
What?
Which song was Bananarama?
I can't remember. It was an all-girls band, but I can't remember.
I'm supposed to remember all these bands. The answer is no.
I can't remember. Well, you have there in your hand.
And you have one right in front of you.
I don't care, though. You're the one that asked the question. I just know there's a band named Bananarama.
Well, I want to have a big rant on the space program before we end. And I don't need this because it's all up here anyways.
Oh, you don't need it? Okay, then give me a hit from the band Bananarama.
I meant about the space program, not about Bananarama.
You just said you knew everything.
No,
You
I
didn't
knew
need
everything.
that.
I know enough about
Oh
the
my
space
God.
program.
Man, take it down about 60%.
God, why
there.
are you so mad?
Holy shit.
Yeah, you're the
So you're not going to Google anything about Bananarama?
Fine, I will Google something.
You're
about
not going to
Bananarama.
educate us about that?
I will.
That iconic 80s girl band that none of us can remember a song that they did?
Bananarama Wiki.
Okay.
Jerome texted me, says, "Bye, Man Cave." So,
I mean, yeah, the old man cave. This set, everything is going away. So, and
he says I should start my own show.
you should. I've told you should start your own
should.
show. Why don't you?
Good question. I should start my.
Why are you hanging around here?
Because what is that famous line from Star Trek II? You will be and always will be my friend.
Oh well,
Live
thank
long
you.
and prosper.
Yeah, well,
Okay, Bananarama are an English new wave group from London formed in 1980 by friends Sarah Dallin, Sohib Bailey, and Karen Woodward. Their successes on both pop and dance charts saw them listed in the Guinness Book of World Records for achieving the world's highest chart entries by an all-female group between 1982.
What was one of their songs that they're known for?
Give me 1 second here. Their UK top 10 hits include It Ain't What You Do, Really Saying Something, Shy Boy, Nana, Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye, Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer,
Cruel
that was
Summer.
it. That's the one that I know. That's the one that made it big here in
Robert
the
De
States.
Niro's Waiting.
It's a cruel summer. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. Love in the First
I don't
Degree,
know.
a cover of Venus.
I don't know all those other songs. That was the one I was waiting for. Cruel Summer's the one that
All right.
I was thinking of.
We have figured out the conundrum of Bananarama.
Yep. That makes me feel exactly like that.
Yes. Operation Bananarama was
Hey,
a huge
did Alex
success.
say he was on his way?
Yes.
Good. His card's in there. Make sure. Yeah. I mean, we had plans for this space. We almost had it to where I wanted it. But
Then you changed your mind.
well, it's opportunities only come around once in a lifetime. And when an opportunity presents itself, you have to jump on it. And if it's going to benefit I want to be a working actor, and I do. I do acting gigs, and I get paid. Unfortunately, most of those projects don't make it out of editing, which I've learned is quite common. That even the big name Hollywood actors all have movies that will never see the light of day because they lose funding. The production tanks, the person who wrote it or directed it loses interest or doesn't like the way it's coming out, and it just goes away.
Someone dies halfway
Or
through
someone
the production.
dies. Well, now they can do the CGI stuff, but I mean, there's lots of work and they get paid for what they do. I mean, they get paid, but then it just runs out. So I've shot 2 feature-length movies in the last 2 months that paid okay, but they're independent films. Nothing substantial where I can not do other things to make money. But one of the things that you have to do, especially now, and I'm starting this journey when I'm older, so I'm 54 years old. I'm not right out of college. But one of the things that you have to be ready to do is get up and move. Like if I get right now, the production is in Atlanta, New Orleans, and Albuquerque, with some production here in Austin. But if I need to go to Albuquerque and work as a local hire, that means I have to buy a plane ticket, fly to Albuquerque, rent a short-term lease on an apartment, plus still pay the mortgage for this house. That's not that'll eat up all the money I make acting. So that was nice.
Do you know what else you have to do, though?
What's that?
You're forgetting about the most important part of acting.
What's that?
Is you have to have...
Know how to act?
Well, no, you have to let Harvey Weinstein see you naked.
No, I don't think that's a thing anymore. As a matter of fact, I think that's not a thing anymore because he's in jail.
In fact, he got extradited from a New York jail
Doesn't
to an
he?
LA jail. For
Doesn't he
more.
have like a brother though?
No.
Bob Weinstein? Yes, he does.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, not
Yeah.
a brother that's out there
So-
copping feels, though, is he? No.
Otherwise, he would have been.
I don't know, but either way, so
But nobody wants to deal with Bob Weinstein.
Well,
at
see,
this point.
that's a part of, you hear about that, and I know, I'm not saying it didn't happen or did happen. I have not, in the productions that I've been a part of here in Austin, I have not run into that. There has been some, I have heard, however, that on some major productions here in Austin that there is some of that going on, but it was nipped in the bud pretty quick, and the people left that needed to leave, and but I know that if I'm on a set and I see anything inappropriate like that going on, I'm going to say something just from my background and because I'm a man. And I don't abide.
you know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, if you could reach down and touch your toes, that'd be great.
That Alex? Let's see.
Probably.
I don't know.
Let him in?
Yeah.
I don't know why he just doesn't go through the garage because the garage door's open. But,
I don't know.
But yeah.
Indeed.
So I'm gonna.
Wow. You guys are.
I'm going to slim things down. Alex. You gonna come out here? Or you gonna go in there?
He's going in there.
Yeah.
That camera's set up in there.
Now in here.
Oh, there's gonna be a fight.
Yeah. One more knockdown drag out in the Radio Man Cave.
Why not, man? So is Alex taking over?
Yeah.
Has there been a... Hey, we'll set that other camera up in there. That other camera's hooked up. Set it up and get comfortable in your chair for the last time.
And they actually have decent lighting in there for once. Too bad the camera isn't picking up right down here. Radar is giving me.
I don't want to sit in it either.
Saying hello.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, that's gonna happen. But wait till I get all situated in there. So how you been?
I'm here.
You here?
I'm here.
Hope they don't pull anything loose in there.
I hope not. I mean, we'll know in
In a second, I guess. Yeah.
Or whatever the delay is, right?
Yeah, I'm watching.
So you take this.
Well, way to and
So what's going on, man? You got your nice shirt on.
It's the last show.
Looking good.
It's the last
What's
show.
up?
Do what now? You guys got it all worked out in there? That other camera's on too, by the way. Why don't you sit in your chair, Mike?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Should I just do the rant of the space program right now while they're
Whatever.
Okay.
So why are you ranting on the space program?
Well,
what do you not like about the space program? Is it
I-
Elon Musk? You don't like
Actually,
Elon?
Elon is the bright spot. The dark spot is the fact that why is it taking 15, 20 years to get new spacecraft off the ground? Because think about it. In 1957...
Well, you know, I know we've had this discussion, but NASA doesn't do that anymore.
The fact that but the thing is that they were able to get in 3 years they were able to get Mercury. They had they were supposed to have 7 launches.
Yeah, but hey,
and
after the space
Hey, can
shuttle,
you guys hear me?
NASA is out of the spaceship building business.
Can you hear me?
Well,
They don't-
technically they're still building
Can you hear me?
the
Yeah, we
Artemis
can hear
project
you. We can hear you.
All right, you
through
can hear
Lockheed
me for sure.
and through Boeing.
Shut the fuck up!
Wow.
Hey, man, slow down in there.
Hey, chill out for
Roll
like 5 seconds.
roll about 60% off their.
I had to see if
Hey,
the
I
Leland
didn't drive
had the-
90 miles an hour here the entire way, just so that you guys can just
do what?
1 second.
Do I want
Hey, he's on his rant about how come
Yeah,
we're
I
back
mean-
to 1960s technology in 2021.
And the fact that the Orion program, that's only gone up one time, and that was in 2014, and that was just the capsule, not the service
No.
module. Which,
No. SpaceX already puts astronauts
No,
on
no.
the in the space station and brought them
they were
home.
the only ones. And SpaceX not only developed the capsule, the service module, which they called the trunk, but they also developed the rocket. Its competitors.
Yeah, Elon Musk is the one that's going to get us
Right,
to,
and they're
to the moon
developing
and to Mars.
Starship down in Boca
So what's
Chica.
your rant about?
But my rant is that if it wasn't for SpaceX, what's the competitors? You have the Starliner that had one partially successful launch that wasn't able to dock to the space station. They're trying to get a second test launch off the ground.
So what's your rant, though? That we
is-
should have hovercraft and be on the moon already?
Yes, I
Well,
think.
yeah, well, everybody knows that.
Well, and the thing is, I think a lot of this political correctness, woke society bullshit, and Bill Maher agrees with this, with the Olympics. If we had this type of mindset back in the 1960s, we would have never even gotten into orbit, let alone to the moon.
So you think it's the social justice warriors that have kept us from the moon?
I think so, because what it's doing is it's preventing the most competitive. It's preventing a competitive environment. Everyone has to have their feelings.
So you don't think it could have been a reallocation of funds from the space program to the military-industrial complex to go fight needless wars around the world?
Oh,
yeah, I was going to say,
that's a big part of it.
Definitely...
That's a big part of it. Yes.
So you think it's a bunch of hippies that are taking over a couple of city blocks in Seattle that are keeping?
I think it's the mindset behind the government public school system is the problem. The schools were
okay.
putting
Now,
us hold
on. We just got up with 1960s technology in space to the social justice warriors are responsible from keeping us from advancing in our space programs to the public schools.
Yeah, because it has to start somewhere. So we're putting more money into the public school system than we ever have. And yet the public schools are...
Well, adjusting for inflation. Yes, go ahead.
And the quality has been going down for decades, the quality of education, the quality of the facilities.
They were having this same conversation back when I was in school in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. And it's now becoming like what we talked about a few shows ago, the fact that they're more interested in pushing critical race theory than actual history. They're trying
critical race theory is not taught in high school. It's only taught as an elective in college.
He's talking about, colleges. And they want to teach it in high school.
They want to start in elementary school. I mean, so it's basically we're going away from the basic fundamentals, and STEM should not be.
How is that? So circling back around, how is that keeping us from the moon?
It's making society dumber, which means you have less rocket scientists because you have less educated people that are capable of engineering spacecraft coming out. And there's also a more needless regulations that honestly are not making the thing safe. And a lot of what's happened, why the space shuttle crashed, had 2 fatal accidents, is because of bureaucracy, needless bureaucracy.
Do you know where he's going with any of this?
He's going a lot of places.
I mean, he's like, we're not walking a straight course here.
Well, neither is somebody debating on the Senate floor, but. You get my point. I think we need to get back to more of a basic, less regulated.
So you don't think we need to cut the budget to the military-industrial complex?
Oh, I think we do.
Well, no,
put that money into the space program.
Because if anything, how are we supposed to go and invade Mars without the U.S. military?
Or Uranus.
I want to see boots on Mars next year, and I'm not talking about no astronaut bullshit like boots. Space Hueys.
Let's talk about like
Operation Lunar Fury, okay?
Colonial Marines.
Yeah. If there's not some guy with an M60 just mowing down Martians,
you want a Master Chief. Got it.
No, I want Space Rambo. Sprambo.
I was thinking Master Chief from Halo.
After we successfully colonize Mars. Then
no, it's after we find the Event Horizon, discover that aliens had taken the people's brains and planted a bunch of eggs. Or am I in the wrong movie?
Why would aliens waste their time with us? Maybe they would have wasted their time with us. Maybe 50
they're
years
already
ago.
here.
Come on, man. Are you serious?
They're
Why would they want to waste their time?
Here. We haven't developed the warp drive yet. That's why they haven't included us into the Federation of Planets. Don't you know that?
Yeah, I know the Prime Directive, but
First of all, we definitely have a
Benjamin
warp
Sisko
drive.
broke it all the time.
Everybody knows the only true theory of why we exist is
best-
we were created by the Anunnaki to mine gold, and then
Yes.
we were created to harvest gold for their ships. But when the planet was dry, they'd just wipe it out.
Exactly.
Wipe us out and just dip. And then somebody was like, "That's not very cool."
And we're not down here.
Thank you, Trevor Moore.
We're not down here
golden song.
promoting an intergalactic kicker.
R.I.P.
I missed that guy already.
I know.
Who's that?
Trevor Moore.
Trevor Moore.
Yeah, I heard that guy died, and I was like,
Yeah, that sucks.
God, he died. But yet we still have like Justin Bieber and Justin Trudeau.
And we don't have Carl Sagan anymore.
And just in case.
Yeah.
And just
Justin down the street who borrowed my lawnmower two weeks ago.
Just forget about it and just shut the fuck up. So there you go. There's all your Justins right there.
Okay. So back to your original rant, which has
21 minutes.
Which has taken
so what
a
you're
train wreck of a
saying
turn.
is the pink-haired people are the reason we can't go to the red planet. All I'm hearing, right, is that you're just a gas giant and nobody probes Uranus.
I can't even make sense of that.
Turn his microphone.
I was going to say the planet Taco Bell. I mean, what the fuck?
No, I'm saying because he's full of hot hair, like a gas giant, and nobody probes his anus. So now he's unhappy. That's all I'm getting.
So trying to get this show back on track.
There is
You
no track.
think that social justice is the reason why our NASA space program is defunded down to the bare bones, and we're not back in space, going to the moon, and then going to Mars?
having sex with sexy
I
alien
think
chicks.
that's part of it.
Weren't the Soviets all about social justice and whatnot? And
No, they were-
Didn't they?
They're
beat-
the exact opposite. Build a rocket or you go to Gulag.
Yeah, they were about sweet
Yes,
gulags.
shows what you know.
Sweet gulags.
Now, granted,
A lot of their propaganda was like absolutely.
We
like,
had the
so-
better Nazi rocket scientists
Yes.
for Operation Paperclip. That's why our rockets.
You just
my God.
you just like saying Nazi, I think.
Yes.
You just like throwing that out
It
there.
sounds like he's-
Is it edgy?
I think it's because he's a social justice
It's because
warrior.
he doesn't get enough sun.
He's a
You don't get enough D? You need more D.
So,
In your
so I'm
anus.
so I'm
That's what you
susceptible
really
to-
need.
Hey,
Leland-
I'm not suffering from
Hold on.
COVID right now. I think I'm probably getting enough
Leland
D and
Deep
zinc.
Space Nine.
Did you get your vaccine?
No.
What? You're one of the unvaccinated? You're one of the unclean?
Forever unclean.
We're
I
going to
have
talk about
acquired
that
immunity.
because I'm excited to talk about that.
Are you excited about talking about the
Well,
vaccine?
I'm not really excited about it, but
Well, throw it out there, man. We can't go any worse than what we are. As long as we stay on topic.
I just farted.
So,
in
I don't want to
biggest-
start talking about the vaccine and then talk about impregnating guppy fish or something because I don't.
Okay, number one, when it comes to those, they actually breed from their mouth.
See? Look at that. It took you so much. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Alex.
So guppies
breed
breed
out
by
of their
oral
mouth, yeah.
sex.
All right, vaccinations. Let's talk about it.
all right. So my biggest I guess concern with the vaccine
Fear.
was my biggest fear, anxiety about it was the side effects that are like all the horror stories. Really, it's really it's kind of like a Yelp review where like if you had a good time, you don't leave a review. But if you had a really bad time, it's
You
like
leave your review.
the only thing that's on the fucking web page is just shitty reviews from
So,
angry people.
Have you read some
So
of
we,
them?
we know so we know that Leland's not vaccinated,
What?
right?
I have acquired immunity.
because his ideology forbids it. Mike, you're not vaccinated?
I like to play this game called Vaccination Roulette, so I'll let you decide.
Okay,
And
so you're not vaccinated. Alex, you're not vaccinated?
I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Well, first of
Am
all, I
I?
don't think that's anybody's business.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, okay.
Ass.
You said you
Anyway,
well, you talked
what
about
I was getting
you talked
at-
about
what,
side effects.
What I was getting to was that I didn't have a single side effect.
So you are.
Yeah, I am.
Which one did you get? The JJ or did you get the mRNA
It's none of
one?
your business.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think it might
I'm
be
just kidding.
it
I'm
might
just
be
being
because
hostile.
it might be because of the DNA, but I too did not suffer any side effects at all.
I mean, you guys are weird because I'm max vaxxed.
You're max vax.
I got
Plus,
one each.
having been in the military, I've been inoculated against shit that I've never even heard of, and probably will never be exposed to, which is probably a good reason why I drove Uber the entire time.
Have you tried max vaxing?
Max Vax?
That's when you just
Well,
take.
I
you know-
grew up in Houston. And
Are you a
Houston-
Max Vaxer?
Yeah, yeah. You
And
have
Houston
to get,
has a little
you have
thing
to get
called
the
it
Pfizer.
floods.
You have to get the Moderna.
Yeah,
you
you just
have to get the
just,
Johnson
just
and
go in
Johnson.
and get them all.
Go to Canada. Go get the other.
They
one.
call it carpet vaxing.
No, it's called max vaxing.
Max
That's-
vaxing?
That's how you,
Yeah, it's like carpet bombing in Vietnam.
Well, that's how you build up your immunity to everything. And if you
No,
take
it's
doses
called
every-
Why
it's
didn't
called
they-
growing up in Houston and the city floods and you're basically wading around in raw sewage.
Yeah, but did you actually do that? Because I'm pretty sure you would drown in anything over a foot tall.
Damn.
Jerry Williams says that there's no COVID-19, and there's no proof that there is.
That's cool, Jerry.
Do you believe that?
I think there's a.
about
I think it was
COVID-19?
created at the Wuhan lab.
Okay, I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you thought
Well,
it was real or not.
Of course, I think it's real.
Yeah.
It was created at the Wuhan lab. It was supposed to be a bioweapon.
I do agree with Leland on that. That I do feel like pretty strongly that
The Chinese
that it's
did this to cripple the global economy like
Yeah.
dickholes.
because they were getting heat for their political action in Hong Kong, which is like super not okay.
And
then the illegal mass incarceration of the what are the Eurasians?
The Muslims,
yeah.
the
Mongolians.
ethnic Muslims
Mongolians?
in
Yeah.
the Western provinces.
Yeah.
And like everybody was like, "Whoa, China, what the fuck?
Putting
That's
them
not cool." And he's like, "Oh, by
And
the
there
way,
were war games with Taiwan.
and putting
which we can't even say
in
Taiwan.
addition to-
because they say it's one China policy, Chinese Taipei. It's Taiwan.
yeah." Addition to the levies and tariffs that Trump enacted against their economy,
And their sweet, sweet illegal fishing that they love to do.
so they lost like billions and billions
Shark
of
fin
dollars.
Jerry Williams says you will not get a vacation for something that is not real. I agree with you, Jerry.
That's good for
No
him.
vacation.
Yeah, because like a good amount of warfare throughout history is just like pretty much started with just shitty economics.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
World War II, for example.
what?
no, that one started.
That one started because Adolf Hitler
Was an
decided he
asshole.
was going to take over the entire world.
Because Germany had shitty economics due to the
No,
Treaty
actually,
of
what?
Versailles.
Next, what he's
hold
gonna
on,
say-
hold on,
Hold
hold
on.
There's
on.
a whole. You
Hold
cannot
on,
unpack
hold
that
on.
entire fucking thing
Hold
in
on.
like 5
Stop,
minutes of
stop.
autistic
Stop.
bullshit.
As a history buff, I can tell you that statement right there is not true.
Oh my God! He's like, well, maybe if this
I was
one
going to
group
say,
of
it's like you
people
better not
didn't
pull some
start
American
this
Pickers
whole
shit out.
No, it's not American Pickers. I'll tell you why.
Going.
I'll tell you why. The German economy was already booming when they started World War II. It wasn't suffering and then they started World War II. It was already booming.
It was booming after Hitler took over.
Well, because
The
they
Weimar
stole a
Republic
bunch of
was
gold
an
that
absolute
wasn't
disaster.
theirs, and then used that to invest in their country.
Exactly. I mean, he brought Germany's economy back. But then you know he
In a not so
then he
awesome
then he
way.
was just a complete asshole and went and ran over countries and killed Jews and was a piece of crap.
Right, but what put Hitler into power? It's the economic conditions of the
You
Weimar
didn't say
Republic.
that. You said World War II
yeah.
was caused by economic depression
Right,
in Germany.
it was because
It
that's,
was not.
that's what
I
gave
guess
birth
it's-
to that's what gave birth to
I
Hitler's
guess
power.
Yeah, I
no,
mean, and okay.
It was because Hitler was an asshole.
Yes, Hitler.
Yeah.
Is
He
a,
didn't
is
go
a
to
major,
war
an asshole's an understatement.
He didn't go
Hitler
to war.
was the devil incarnate.
He didn't. You got his button. He didn't go to war because his economy was suffering and he needed to go to war to save the economy. The economy had nothing to do with Adolf Hitler being
That's
an
actually
asshole.
why we went into the war.
We went into the war because we got bombed by Japan after we cut off their oil supply,
Economics.
which is economics. Now, if you would have went that angle, I would have been with you.
Yeah.
But Hitler was just a dick.
Okay, the Gulf War. That was economics because Kuwait was doing slant drilling into Iraq.
I mean,
and taking
anything
all
that
their oil.
pumps the machine is
Anything that
Like,
pumps a machine. Yeah, exactly. Go
basically
ahead, Alex.
economics. Yeah.
Yeah, every war we fought since Korea has been economically driven through the feeding the military-industrial complex.
And it starts with tariffs, and then it starts with treaties being broken, and
cocaine.
so that's what I believe. I mean, you got a government with no domestic oversight. Nobody can criticize them. They can get away with whatever the fuck they want. I mean, America does too, but they have a bunch of shitty people like us that are just criticizing their entire fucking every move that they make. Not to say that we're shitty for that. It's just sometimes it gets a little bit like repugnant. But so you have the CCP, which up until what 1996 or just recently
Was it in the Dark Ages?
was a one yeah, it was in the Dark Ages. Had a one-child policy where they were like kill your fucking kid and then like jail you for having 2 kids.
And
And
also,
if-
And
no
so,
girls
and so what that
allowed.
caused.
No girls allowed ever. Yeah.
And infanticide, where they take girls out into the woods and just leave them.
So what that caused a massively male-slanted population, and that isn't good for anybody.
Because that's because men drive tanks.
And especially if they can't get laid anywhere because there's no women.
Yeah, so you had all that shitty things going on. If you like say anything shitty about the government, they'll come and jail you
Exactly.
and like torture you.
Oh yeah,
So,
they put spyware on everything.
I would not be surprised if.
Yes.
I know this sounds crazy, and it's not like I'm not going to put money on it or anything like that. I just wouldn't be surprised if they were like, yeah, we kind of did this to fuck everybody up because we didn't want them like getting into our shit.
That's probably.
And
I
also
agree
we
with
wanted
you.
to
It very well could be.
And
It
we
very well
also
could be.
wanted to win the Olympics. Part of it too.
Yeah,
Well,
we actually
and
kicked
then-
the shit out of everybody in the Olympics.
And
I mean, it was a good.
whether or not China did what they did, and
They did.
I would not disprove that theory.
Yeah.
I
They're
think
just
I think a
really
lot of
shady
It is
about
I
not
think
a theory,
a lot of
it's
that.
a fact. 'Cause
I
have
think
said
a
it.
lot of now I know how you feel when Leland talks, Mike.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has value. However, that doesn't excuse the fact that our government, our politicians, used it to milk all the political capital
Oh,
they
yeah.
could
Oh,
out
yeah.
of it
Yeah.
to manipulate the masses into doing some stupid
absolutely.
shit
In fact,
and
we-
making
oh,
it
yeah,
about
in fact,
50 times worse than it actually is.
And the fact that we also
The
helped fund the
greed
game of
was
function
the,
stuff
the
too.
virus
I
all
mean, that's
along.
why Fauci keeps lying in front of Congress, is that he was throwing money towards China to do this game of function.
Where does he
research.
go with my thoughts?
I don't.
He's actually not wrong.
He's
I know he's
wrong
not
about that.
wrong, but-
I haven't been able to like. And honestly, dude, the past year and a half, like I used to be really into politics and stuff like that. Past year and a half, I just with how greedy, both in power and money, all of our politicians have been.
All
in the
of
last,
them.
all of them.
And Bill Gates.
The last year and a half, I
And
just
Bezos.
fuck them.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
Plot twist.
Well,
they continued to take people's money through taxation, live
with no
abundantly.
accountability. With no accountability.
with no accountability, been able to. They had the security the entire $13,000 a month is a lot of fucking money. So
And they're destroying the
and
middle class through inflation.
they could say all the things. Oh, we donated to charity. We did all this. We did all that. But you still the
You
greatest
destroyed the economy.
economic stimulus that they could have had done is if they would have suspended indefinitely the federal income tax, and
Yep.
they refused
Yes.
to do it. So fuck them. So
Yeah,
until
that would have
I
been
don't
that
know.
would have been better than giving a stimulus check. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Plot
Yeah, keep
twist.
all your money. Exactly.
Bald head Bezos and Congress
and
Trudeau and most of Europe worked with China to cripple the global economy.
yeah, I don't think that's
Other than Japan,
That
'cause they're
that has no legs.
No, that makes sense because think
That's
about it.
that's Mike. That's Mike being funny.
No, Mike has got a
No,
solid.
Bezos did not get in bed with the Chinese to unleash a virus so Amazon could make money.
I mean, where does
destroy
Amazon get
the-
all of
and
its stuff
destroy
from?
the brick and
Holy
mortar
shit!
business. Yes.
I could see Bezos lobbying the government to but he doesn't have any brick and mortar, and he had to shut down his stuff too when COVID hit. He had to shut down his warehouses.
He didn't. He was considered a essential business, and so they
But-
basically they drove all
Yeah,
the brick and mortar
dude, no,
businesses
he-
out of business by forcing the shutdown. So it's like, I want to buy some
Yeah,
shit.
how
And
did
the only thing to
Bezos
get it
get
off
even
of
richer?
is online through, and most people buy through Amazon. They didn't even necessarily buy through their competitors.
People that don't even
such as-
like Jeff
even-
Bezos still use Amazon. I don't like Jeff
Yeah,
Bezos. If I had that much money, I would just be.
Well,
Wait, you
you'd
guys
never
still
hear
use-
from me. That's for one thing. You'd be like, "Who's the guy that runs that?"
You
Yeah.
see, and Bezos was stupid, and he
what
does
up,
stupid
Africa?
things like
Let's get
cheating
some
on his wife
utilities.
and
Let's
not
get some
sign a
roads.
prenup. Oh, you didn't know that? Same thing with Bill Gates.
Where are you going? Where does your head go, man?
Up his ass.
Up his ass.
We are
Oh,
just
damn, I
skipping
don't-
around.
I'm not that flexible.
Now we're talking about prenups. Well, first, so this is
All right, so
you
let
know,
me tell-
it's like hold on, it's like binge watching YouTube with you. We started out with the space program, and now you're talking about Bezos not signing a prenup with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically his wife's
That would
gets
not be
half
the
his
weirdest
money.
wormhole that I've ever gone down.
Yeah.
That is true.
All right,
that is
so
true.
long
Wormhole?
story
Rabbit
short,
hole.
Of course, when we hit the consistency of whale sperm, that's
Xi-
when we probably
Xi Jinping,
got.
Jeff Bezos,
Fuck those
Justin
guys.
Trudeau, Angela Merkel, and Biden all
Oh
worked
no,
together
not Angela
for COVID.
Merkel.
Huh?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, they all started COVID.
And now they're coming with the Delta variant because there's still political,
COVID.
There's still political capital to be gained
Super COVID.
by shutting things down
Yes.
and having lockdowns and everything else. So
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to go
called
over
control.
for.
I know
everybody.
Texas. I know how it's going to go over in Texas. We're not going to do it.
Dude,
I haven't heard any cancellations for ACL.
That would have been the perfect time to say
ACL. No one in Texas is buying it. They're like, nah, we're not doing it.
Davis, that would have been the perfect time to use the get fucked sound effect.
Austin Travis County is now under stage 5.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell that means, but I saw a thing at work and I'm like, so
yeah, when I was on
we went from stage 2 to stage 5 in like a week.
Yeah, when I was driving around downtown last night, 6th Street would argue otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
So I'm gonna ask my boss, like, is this gonna be like a huge change of policy? And he'll be like, well, and I'll be like,
hey, you know what? Jerry Williams probably, if a person is willing to get the jab, they will do anything for the NWO. You know, I would make a comment about that, but the microchip that they put in my arm prevents me from talking about it.
oh, have you ever?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Every time that I try to criticize the jab, I just automatically just go into this like a blackout, and I start saying all these things like the jab is great, you should all get it.
As somebody who's
if you are not vaccinated, then you do not comply. Do not comply. Do not comply.
As somebody who's had all the jabs, let me tell you how to get rid of it. Okay, to stop the microchip, you just have to chew on aluminum foil.
That's it. I think that's. While I'm thinking about it,
I hope you all felt that.
hey, while I'm thinking about it, and there should be by the keyboard your card. Happy birthday.
Is it aluminum foil?
I should have. You know what? I did not have enough foresight.
I'm just thinking of that episode of The Simpsons from, like, was it 25 years ago, where Bart was wearing aluminum foil because he thought Major League Baseball was spying on him.
How many days to the election?
Subtract 7 from that, so was it 4?
Why can't the Republican Party get a better candidate?
56, yeah.
Why can't either party get a better candidate?
Yeah, that's true. Both sides.
Bring
all 3
back
parties.
Ross
All
Perot.
4 parties. You know, Jill Stein was actually, I mean, she didn't win, and I don't know what things would be like if she had won.
Who?
But she's feisty.
Oh, the Green Party candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
or if the Dems nominated Tulsi Gabbard.
Pretty sure she would go fight somebody.
I think a good third party should be. It's time. It's time to stop buying into the myth that if you vote for a third party, it's just voting for your opponent.
So now that you're going to be on the road, you should start the Mike Allen Party and go to all 50 states and say, join the Mike Allen Party.
Why the fuck would I do that?
That sounds dumb. You know, for president,
why would I do that?
We should just elect the guys.
I don't see anyone else doing anything for a third party, so why don't you start the Mike Allen Party?
There's a bunch of third party. You know who's not doing anything about a third party? The media. The media. That's your answer right there. We have to go ahead and reinstate. Party. We have to reinstate the what is it? The Dodd. What was the? We have to reinstate that act. It wasn't Dodd-Frank. It was
the minimum amount of votes. Was it news?
No. It wasn't a minimum amount of votes. It had something. It had something to do with the media, where the way it started out was that.
Telecommunications Act 1996 repealed that?
Since the infrastructure for the broadcast was basically built by the government for government usage, and then the TV channels jumped on it, they said, in order to use this, we're not going to charge you, but every day for 1 hour, you have to provide information to the public to inform the public of what's going on, and that became our nightly news.
I think that was
local.
I think part of that was repealed with the Telecommunications Act in 1996.
Well, it was repealed because cable came along, and now we have 24-hour news cycles.
Well, it was also.
So let me finish. Mm-hmm. God damn! Do you know what his button says, right? So what happened is,
you know, he's
back
within
in the day,
arm's reach of you, right?
Oh, that is true. That is true. What happened is
jerk him off.
Fuck you, Mike. So
you'd like that, wouldn't you?
So what happened is political candidates could have free airtime to plead their case. Everyone. But they repealed that, so now
fairness doctrine.
The fairness doctrine. So now you have to you have to pay for it, and it's been whittled down to the 2 parties. The Republicans and the Democrats, which are basically the same. They just pander to a different ideological mindset in talking points.
The 1996 Telecommunications Act also allowed to have larger ownerships. So that's why you don't have independent.
The whole point of the Republican and Democratic Party now is just to maintain and pass back and forth power to make a balance. Gone is discourse, gone is argument, and you are a prime example because there is not a Democrat alive that if they came out with any idea that you would buy into simply because of your ideology, if they had a good idea that you could get behind, you wouldn't do it just because they're a Democrat and you're a Republican. And that's the problem that we have now is we're so polarized that there's no discussion, there's no argument, there's no back and forth. Well, and then when you get to a point where there's an idea, there's no common ground that people can get to in a common discourse to make it better for us, the constituency. It's either black or white. It's either red or blue, period. And you're either for it or you're against it. And that's the problem that we have with the two-party system. And what we need is a good third-party system, a Green Party, a Socialist Party, a Libertarian Party, which seems to have the most traction right now, to be able to get the airtime, to get their message out, to get in front of people, and most importantly, get on the stage and debate with the two other parties. And that's the biggest thing that we need to get done. If you are running for president and you are on the ballot on all 50 states, you should be on that debate stage, regardless of how many people know who you are before that debate. After the debate, they'll know who you are. And that's the problem we have with our political system. Because and all they do is pit us against each other with talking points and ideology to keep us off balance so they can maintain power. Am I wrong?
No. It's just a lot to unpack.
Sorry.
Sort of like your living room.
Actually, I'm packing.
No, yeah. I don't understand why it had to come down to being anti-Democrat and meaning being an anti-Democrat meant that you're a Republican, and being an anti-Republican meant that you're a Democrat. Like there has to be somebody else, somebody less divisive on both parties in our government right now who's an elected official. Or just maybe even somebody else that isn't so radical in their message, or in their talking points, and whose actions are just what the Democrats are going to end up doing. Oh yeah, no, I turned your mic down. I don't want to fucking hear you talk right now. I know, I just said all that stuff, and then I said something like that. All right.
Yeah.
In the end, it's all about control. Income tax isn't about revenue for to build our infrastructure. It's about control. The news and the manipulation of the news to the two-party system and the ideological mindset and the polarization and the party and what they call it, identity politics. Mm-hmm. That's all meant to keep us off balance, and it's all about control. See, they can control you when they tell you information that you buy into, and then put conditions on it to where if you ever question it, you're automatically the other side, which they have conditioned you to be abhorrent against. If you're a liberal Democrat, you can never be thought of as a Republican, or even have a thought, or even have a consideration of an idea. Because if you're not, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you're a white supremacist. And if you're a Republican, conservative, you can't have a thought or an idea that comes from a progressive left, or you're a socialist or Antifa or a social justice warrior. And that polarizing identity politics that forces people into two camps and then takes out discourse, it takes out discussion, and it takes out argument. Argument is good. When you can sit down with somebody and exchange ideas and exchange facts and argue your point, even passionately, and say, this is what I believe and this is why, and then back it up. Not, this is what I believe and here's all the talking points that I got off the internet to throw your way to make me sound smart. This is the research I've done through the news media, through looking stuff up, getting past all the propaganda. And then maybe at the end of the day say, you know what, I didn't agree with you when we started, but you make some very good points. Let's see how we can rationalize this and make it better for everybody. And that's what we've lost in this country. probably since the end of 1960s.
Back when... Could we get that back to
He can turn his mic back on.
Man.
which was probably the peak.
Pull it up to your fucking face, dumbass.
Well, then he yells.
Yeah, it was Chuck that says, "Put it out here." Yeah, 1960s was probably the peak of the public school system.
1960s was the peak of the public school system.
No.
Why was it the peak of the public school system, Leland? I would like to know.
Because that's when all the infrastructure was built.
I remember when I was in the 5th grade, the year 2000. Maybe.
Leland's like, I really love that whole segregation.
Let me tell you something about the 5th grade in the year 2000.
The schools were
there was
desegregated
an
in the
entire
1950s under
entire
Eisenhower.
class on typing on a fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
The year 2000.
Everybody
How
knows.
many keyboardists are there out there? No, my teacher told me, like, oh, well, you can go to college for keyboarding. I'm like, what the fuck is that? All right, cool. I mean, I have one of these at home. I don't know why.
Yeah. I already type on this
Cool,
a
already.
lot.
Does anyone even know how to sign their
I've
name?
been using one of these since like 1994, nerds.
Well, they don't even teach typing anymore.
And they don't teach it anymore.
No.
So how in the fucking 1960 is it better than today's school system? I would like to know.
And that wasn't because of the school system.
Yeah, you had less.
Had nothing to do with
You
the
had
school
less
system.
bureaucracy.
Had nothing to
back
do
I
with the
wish
school
that they
system.
taught more history, civic history.
Yes.
And, you know, they had shop in the 1950s or 1960s. They had, you know,
Auto shop.
They had
you had
vocations.
great
Vocations.
athletic programs that weren't
Yeah.
like the sole like
You could,
nucleus of an entire school system.
and you could do more than one sport.
You could do, yeah. It was
The textbooks were new back then. They weren't missing pages.
No, that's not true.
In the Houston Independent School District, it was true.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
You make
you're
a
an
statement,
idiot.
generalized statement, then you make a specific retort.
Hello, my name's Leland. Back
My
in
Houston
day-
education system. Yeah, of course,
Yes.
there's Houston
Yeah,
education.
because
Houston
that's cool.
education system just is the blanket of the whole nation.
Yes.
No, our books,
lot of
our
Everybody
books were kind of
knows
jacked
the
up when I
best-
was in high school.
The
too.
best schooling ever received was
Kind of
probably
jacked up because it
by
was the
me.
1980s for
Would
you.
you let him finish the damn sentence? Go ahead, Mike.
What I was saying is, if anybody here was going to talk about receiving the best education, it was definitely me as somebody who had to use Windows 95 all the way until the late
All
2000s.
the way.
Until I was like, what is this
Did you-
here in
did you-
Texas? We have something other than Windows 95?
Did you have Clippy come up and tell you, looks like you're writing a document. Can I help? And then knock on the door.
That means
the
he
thing?
learned to save his documents and save them off because Windows 95 crashed.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, it's Windows 95.
Yeah. No, I had what we would refer to as probably one of the best educations ever, you know, in early video editing and
Yeah.
making mean things about people.
No, it was the advent of which started in the early 70s with cable TV. It started with the news for profit.
It all started when MTV stopped playing
You know, the
music
movie
videos.
Network.
That's when it all started.
That's it.
If you
That was
wouldn't have,
like-
if you wouldn't have the creation of reality TV, you wouldn't have had not
I
the
totally
creation,
agree with
the
that.
fetishization of reality TV. You wouldn't have had a megalomaniac psychopath like Trump having seasons.
Yeah. All I'm saying
The movie Network
Hey,
predicted this back in the late
of
70s.
The Apprentice,
when
where he
Metal-
had
when
like
Metal-
a ripped off college based off of his reality TV show.
When Friday Night House Party, Metal Monday, Rap City, all that left MTV and VH1, that's when our society as a whole started
you are.
crashing.
Yeah,
you
when
are
MTV
still-
doesn't mean-
you're
yeah, it used to mean
forgetting-
music.
You're forgetting one of the most important
TLC
things.
used to only mean the Learning Channel.
You're forgetting the most important thing that was ever on MTV.
Beavis and Butthead.
Liquid television.
Oh my God, that was
So
awesome.
Beavis and Butthead, Daria, Eon Flux.
Oh, Eon.
Yeah.
You know, they actually made a live action Eon Flux.
Yeah, and it was terrible.
Yeah,
It was
all right.
horrible.
Yeah,
Came
I
out
didn't
like
like
what,
it.
2006?
No, I didn't like it.
And then do you know what else they made a live action of? Ghost in the Shell. Terrible. What did we learn? Just because you put women in skin suits,
Yeah.
suit things, tight onesies, doesn't mean the movie's
And
gonna
then
be great.
overload it with CGI.
Yeah, guys, it's the current year. All right, we
movie's
need more than
terrible.
Yeah,
There has to be something relevant because that was bad.
it was
Mike,
not good.
Moy Mawa.
did they make a Did they make a... Turn my damn mic back.
Yeah, that's to be real frustrating, huh?
Did they make a live-action version of Sailor Moon? And how bad was it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Probably have. It's probably okay.
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
I don't know. Did they? I don't know. I never watched Sailor Moon because I'm not into it.
They made a live action porn of Sailor Moon. I've heard. I don't know for sure.
They probably make one every day. What are you talking about?
Hey, Alex, can you find a bonk? Straight to home.
Yeah, he's got the soundboard up there.
I was
Alex
gonna say,
does.
the TurboGrafx 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Bonk. Thank you. Bonk Leland, too. That was bad. Asking about Sailor Moon.
Sailor. I know he just. I think I figured Leland out. We'll be down a path, and I think what you do is you just throw random stuff out there to throw everybody off.
Yeah, you can
Throw a
think
little
of that.
chaos in
I mean,
there.
no, his...
Just
his
to kind of
logic
say, hey,
line-
look, I've got a big brain because I can take what you're saying and take this
then he
totally
goes-
seemingly unrelated thing and make a comment on it. Take this totally
Keep that
unrelated
going.
thing, and I'm just going to throw it out there so y'all can think that I know something more than you guys do, and I'm going to make you feel stupid. That's what I think.
Except jokes on him. I don't feel stupid ever.
Yeah, that's true. Even when you're pretty dumb.
Jerry, I agree. It's all evil. It is.
I am the big brain. I am the greatest.
I am big brain.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask Leland a question earlier because he kind of
Go ahead.
How
threw
many
a
marshmallows can you
threw a
fit in
slide
your
at him that might not have been necessarily true. If Trump, now I'll make it easy for you. If Trump wasn't running for president, would you be open to voting for somebody like Tulsi Gabbard?
I have to see what her policies are. I like a lot of her policies, actually.
She was running for president in the last election
As a Democrat.
as a Democrat.
If she's the best choice left, yes, probably.
Okay.
So you would vote for a Democrat.
If it's her versus Mitt Romney, yeah, probably.
Why? What's wrong with Mitt Romney?
Mitt
This is an
Romney,
asshole.
He,
And his
yes.
first name is Mitt.
Okay, outside of him being an asshole,
Okay,
what's
so,
wrong with Mitt
so
Romney?
he made his
He's a
money
Mitt?
being a corporate raider where he would buy companies, take them, and use something called a leverage buy where they overpay to take them private and then strip them
So
of
he's
all their
kind of like
assets.
Donald Trump then.
Yeah.
Kind of like your boy.
Trump never doesn't do leverage buyouts.
No, he just takes out loans he can't pay back to build huge buildings and puts his name on it. And then fires everybody.
That's
So-
what most developers do. But he doesn't do leverage buyouts.
Well, that's what they all do. He's no different than the people that suck. So,
So what's the difference between costing people money and contracts and stuff like that and corporate takeovers where they actually take over a company?
Because
and sell it?
he's intending when he gets into a business with this company, he's intending on destroying it intentionally. There's nothing good that can come out of it. Like Carl Icahn.
Well, that and while he was governor of Massachusetts, he, not instigated, but implemented a assault weapons ban. Obamacare, reportedly. I don't know
Well,
the
a version
specifics
of
anymore.
a version of
it
that
was based off
yeah.
of his health care, that he signed into law.
Yeah, Mitt Romney's just a chode.
So he's just like, he's an establishment politician is what he is. Like, it
And-
doesn't
and
matter
this-
if he's a
and this-
Republican or Democrat.
and
That's
this-
exactly
and this
what
may
he is.
not-
He's just...
And this may not be a big deal, but he also wears magic pajamas and believes that aliens were dumped into volcanoes and infected.
Hell
our
yeah,
bodies.
that's right. He's a
Wait.
Mormon, right?
Wait, no, that's Scientology you're thinking of.
Oh, that's right. That's
No, he's a
Scientology.
Mormon, so
no,
he's-
he's a Mormon. He
doesn't
he
believe in-
believes that a guy found gold plates in upstate New York and translated them to the Book of Mormon.
And then doesn't
Yeah.
believe in drinking caffeine.
I wouldn't vote for him just for that. To be honest with you.
Does he believe in drinking caffeine?
Yeah,
Wow.
Mormons don't drink coffee.
You know,
They don't, that's also why
one
they
of the
have those
people
weird
that you
alcohol laws
respect
in
the
Utah
most
as well.
and you refer to as God sometimes was also a Mormon.
God was a Mormon?
Who's that?
John Moses Browning, you chode.
I
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah, but John Moses Browning didn't run for president.
yeah, he just ran for president of the gun community.
And he's also, and his machine gun is still on tanks today after entering service in 1916.
How many presidents have their machine
Davis.
gun mounted on tanks?
I don't know. One of them
After first seeing service in 1916.
4 of them
It's the
have
longest. It's the longest serving
4 of them
armament
are
in
on
any army
mountains.
in any country in the world, and they still use it in pretty much as regular configuration.
But is his face on a mountain yet?
Not yet. Should be.
Okay, so previous.
Well, I got nothing against Mormons. I just
Oh, you
brought it
just
up.
said you did though.
I did not.
Point Davis. You're like
I
wouldn't vote
did
for him
not.
because he's
Confused
Mormon.
Mormons.
I just pointed out that he wears magic pajamas.
We're over here saying I don't like the Mormons.
I didn't
And
say
then I
that.
say something
Not
about a
one time
Mormon,
did I
and
say
then
that,
you get all
Mike.
booty bothered like Leland.
I didn't say anything
You
about
just
not
got
liking
Lelanded.
Mormons.
Leland.
Actually,
No, Mormons are actually pretty,
those
pretty
guys
pleasant.
kinda have-
Yeah, I mean, I've never met an angry Mormon.
Oh well,
I mean, I think the religion is kind of
I met some
BS,
really cool
but-
angry Mormons. We were angry at the same things. It was awesome.
I mean, if you want to believe that, you can believe that. I'm just pointing out that he's Mormon. Not that he's bad because he's Mormon.
Wait, who's that? John Mitt Romney or John Moses Browning?
Either one of them.
So the plot thickens. Now he's backpedaling.
Mike, why are you being such a dick, man? Last show, and you're just in there being a straight asshole.
Well, that's my job today.
Yeah,
Is that your job
he's
today?
basically dumping all his material on us.
Oh, that's true. He's got a, yeah.
I'm gonna be dumping a whole bunch of material later.
How much Taco Bell?
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well, you were talking about Cowboy. Well, you were talking about what was it? Eon Flux earlier today.
Yeah. No, that's
That we just said it was a crap live action movie.
yeah. Cartoon was pretty cool.
The cartoon was awesome.
Went over your head completely.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I'm just not acknowledging it.
No,
Yeah.
pretty
Anything.
much. Right there.
Just to be ready for stuff,
And things.
things, and material. Leland.
Anybody want to talk about anything else? Football season's coming up.
I was going to say, you have your Lions hat.
Now that I have
Yeah,
you
how are we
all
going to do the
here-
draft with this reformat deal? When is the draft supposed to be, anyways? We haven't-
Like next April? We have to have a season. Oh, our draft?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. What's the reformat?
Well, when we start doing the show again, right? Because that's what
Oh,
we
I
talked
don't
about
know.
at the beginning of the show. It's like you may change the format.
Well,
of the show.
we'll probably have a draft special, or we'll zoom in or something like that. But we're just not going to have a show here.
Yep.
Or Chuck might even,
riveting.
Chuck might host that
There
one.
was something I was going to talk about, and I tried to save a picture of it, and I forgot what.
Are you going to hold it up to the camera like Leland
No,
does so we
'cause
can
I-
all see it?
No. I'm trying to see if I've. No. Oh yeah, I did want to talk about the Olympics here. Several good things happened.
Yeah.
Like apparently Germany can't figure out how to use horses.
That poor girl.
And I felt really bad for her because apparently like a horse was like a huge dick. And
Oh
then-
yeah, she lost control of it. Yeah.
Yeah, during what's the pentathlon? I don't even know what the fuck pentathlon.
No,
is.
it was an equestrian.
Other than-
It was an equestrian. I can't even say it.
Parts of-
Equestrian event, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's part of it because it's a pentathlon, so it's like pentathlons.
Oh,
So
it's like a
there's-
bunch of pentas
Yeah.
that are thelonin.
Well, it's one,
I don't understand why they just didn't call it a chili cook-off. I don't.
Yeah. Anyway,
I know that would be an
apparently she was
awesome
on the
Olympic
There was
event.
also
section of it.
controversy surrounding the women's soccer
Yeah.
team with what's her face.
Well,
with
I
purple
could
hair
give a
and
shit
some
because I
eye.
wasn't talking about the goddamn women's soccer team. Now was I? I was talking about German chick in the pentathlon. And apparently,
But I know he was trying to steer it towards the social justice
yeah,
slamming again.
And I could give a shit. Because
Actually, it was
here's-
just the terrible commercials.
Here's the thing.
They were
Hey,
terrible.
shut your goddamn little mouth. So.
It's not that little.
Apparently, the whole internet is super pissed at this chick because she was like, doing the whole thing like whipping the horse, right? Which is how that works. And then the trainer came up and like spank punched the horse, and the horse was like, "No." And apparently, the whole internet has now sided with the horse instead of chick who was crying.
No way. They were
on
like
national
just punching the
television.
horse in the.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah. They
super
totally
fucked
they
up.
totally lost control of that whole
Yeah,
situation.
that horse was like, "Nope."
You know all that training we did to get here?
I don't want to do it now.
Screw you. I'm going to go eat and poop.
I felt super bad because like you could see her like crying and bawling, and I'm like, oh man, that would suck.
God, you
And
know,
I'm like, oh man, you know what else it would suck to go to the Olympics? And like here I am judging it in my gym shorts, eating Taco Bell.
if a picture came up here in the next couple of weeks of her sitting down behind a big steak on a plate.
Or some like soup.
So they were
Couple of discarded hooves
and
in
he's
the
been banned
background.
from the Olympics for punching the horse.
Oh, they're banning the guy for punching the horse?
Yeah,
Nah,
of course.
I mean, it's animal abuse. Think about it.
Yeah.
Do you have a clip of that? Show the clip.
Of the horse punching.
You have the horse punching.
I mean,
do they have it?
Here's my thing.
Probably not, because those damn old social justice warriors.
justice warriors out there.
That I
Go
don't.
on Rumble. It'll probably be
I
there.
don't
Or
think
BitChute.
equine pugilists are really going to be super big on the news right now, anyway.
Equine pugilist. That's amazing.
Because, like, you have to face it. It's not very okay, you know, for all of the people out there.
All the guys out in West Texas are like, no, man, it's cow punching, not horse punching.
It's cow tipping.
Whatever.
No, you just got to boop it on the nose like a
And
dog.
you get some from
Yeah.
New York. He gives
Just gotta give it a little-
$5.
Just got to give it a little boop.
All I know is Sarah Jessica Parker is probably safe from Germany.
See, I thought, you know what I thought? You know what I thought you God, man. You know what I
Or
thought?
Julia Roberts.
You know what I thought you would bring up
God, I'm so good.
instead of the social justice warrior on the United States team? I thought you would have brought up the transgender gentleman that played on the women's soccer team and the gold medal team for the Dutch, I think, won.
No, it was a terrible soccer ad. It's like taking
No, who won the gold in soccer? It was Canada but the team that won had the first openly transgender player.
Yeah, whatever. I don't. All I know is
I
the
wasn't
Kiwi,
watching.
the
That's-
Kiwi transgender weightlifter was like, yeah,
He got beat.
he was like, she was like, yeah, this is the only one I'm gonna do, and I'm also way too fucking old for this shit.
Yep.
I'm out. That and I guess there
Came
was
in
this
fifth.
one chick who was from like Ukraine who was in the Olympics for like 20 some odd years, basically.
Oh yeah.
And she was just still trucking, and apparently she did still pretty well. And I'm like, that's impressive to be in gymnastics for literally
2 decades.
2 decades worth of Olympics, because you see other people like Michaela Maroney was in like 1 or 2, and she's like, I'm out. This
And she, had
chick's
a
like,
broken, and she had a broken foot too. And she's doing Geico.
this
ads.
chick's from Ukraine. I don't know what the fuck she does. You know,
Because it's Ukraine. What else are you gonna do besides train? I mean, there's no big endorsement deals or what.
I mean, her whole
What they
job,
do.
her
They're
whole
just
job on
constantly running up mountains and getting
Her whole
fired.
job-
yeah, getting shot at and like,
her whole job on the
Mermaids.
collective farm is to go out and drag the tractors back when their engines die,
yeah, I mean, probably over here
and then hold them up so they can change the wheels.
getting shot at by separatists and
Try not to get irradiated
Dodging
by
their
They actually have a
airplanes.
secret treaty that bars her from participating in any warfare
Yeah.
because of
So
how,
unfair.
yeah, it just wouldn't be fair.
yeah.
No, the
for-
reason, but the reason why I bring up the Subway ad with the chick from
This is
the,
because it's all I ever want to talk about. It's like 90% of my personality.
Because I love Subway.
well, no, it's terrible.
Because the ad was just horrible because they had somebody on there that,
well,
that kneeled during the national anthem.
it's
So I'm
not-
just going to
it's-
hate the
it's not
entire
it's
ad.
Not even that. The ad was terrible. Because
Because
what it was is that the first part of the ad is it shows the soccer player kicking her ball at
Fucking
a
Tyler.
phone, switching the app, but it's like the phone doesn't have a case on, so is she got to pay for the screen when it gets shattered? And then the second part of the ad, what she does, she kicks the ball at someone who already
So are you
bought
mad
a
at
burrito.
are you mad at the ad, or are you mad because she kneels during the national
No,
anthem?
I'm mad at the ad. That's I made a point. It had nothing to do with.
Tyler Shields says, Ukraine, if you break foot, they punch you till dead like horse.
there you go. German style.
I thought they just turned into a mail order bride.
Leland, what's wrong? What's your
What
what's
if
your
Trump?
gripe?
What if Trump was in that ad? Would it be an awesome ad?
No, he would have still been an asshole because they go like, Trump, you're worth how much money? You're kicking a burrito, which is probably $12, out of a customer's hands. Just go buy a Subway. Go, that guy bought a fucking burrito. He paid $12. You're going to have to spend another $10 on one of your shitty-ass subs and spend $20 on fucking horrible food? You might as well go to Chili's.
So he's losing his shit over a scripted ad where no money exchanged hands between the actors other than them getting paid to be in the ad. But he's going to read into it that a $12 burrito. What the hell do you buy burritos for $12? Stop.
Hey, Captain Mouthhug, be quiet.
Missing the point of the advertisement. His opinion painted solely by the fact that the woman in the ad, who plays for the United States soccer team, who has won more World Cups than the men, by the way, kneels during the national anthem. That's the only reason why he doesn't like the ad.
Yeah, whatever.
I think it's appropriate to kneel during the national anthem. There's a lot to kneel for.
And the franchisees agree. The franchisees want the ad pulled.
Tyler says if Trump kneeled during the national anthem, you'd lose your mind. Your head would explode. Or I know what he would do. What he would do is he would justify it by then making kneeling for the national anthem something, whatever it is, to fit the ideological agenda.
And then continue with this administration
for your boy Trump.
I'm not
equine mouth hugs.
So
tell me I'm wrong.
Hypothetical situation.
So you and a horse.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't because the microphone's turned off.
What?
So if it was you and a horse.
Me and a whore? What did you say?
Horse.
No, you and a horse.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing where Leland.
Your equine mouth.
Where the ad. So what is it that you don't like about the ad, Leland?
It's like she doesn't respect the property of the actors because the whole point is, hi, I'm gonna kick a ball at your phone and break your fucking phone to switch it to the Subway.
If we were in an ad and I was carrying an iPhone and the script in the ad called for you to kick the iPhone out of my hand and then hand me a Note 10.
That's different.
Would I then be...
But she's not giving you a free sandwich. She's saying, go buy a sandwich, an overpriced sandwich from Subway. Especially to the guy that had the burrito kicked out of his hand.
So I'm going to tell you...
So, of course, the franchises are going like, this is pissing off our customers. We're not getting any people through the door with this bullshit.
Oh, yeah. There's like 3 YouTube videos about how it's a bad ad. So what an original thought that you have, Leland.
Yeah. If anything, that's so not as cool as equine pugilist.
Equine that is awesome. That is the line of the day.
Equestrian
pugilism.
Not to mention that the soccer balls don't have electrical charge to require a changed touchscreen. Yeah. I'm beginning to believe this commercial isn't trying to be 100% realistic. There are 2 soccer balls here when Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
I think it's Rapinoe.
Starts hawking Subway, but if the magic third ball shows up when it's time for her to fire a projectile at some dude's phone.
And the other thing that also confuses and infuriates me is the concept of love.
Dude.
Come on, man. Leland, you can't seriously have your jimmies all rustled because of this commercial.
I've tweeted
genuinely.
He did tweet about it. He did tweet about it.
Oh my god! It had nothing to do with her political beliefs. It was a terrible ad.
Okay, well, on top of that,
you know how many terrible ads there are out there?
Too many.
Do you have any idea?
Too many.
But why are you all mad about?
But this is the one that you got to tweet about
because this is the one.
Because she kneeled for the national anthem, and your ideology dictates that anything she does should be criticized because.
And she doesn't even kick it out of his hand. She just switches the screen over.
Even though she has
there's no burrito in his
represented her country in 3 Olympics and 4 World Cup championship teams, 3 World Cup championship teams in the last 15 years, just because she kicks a sandwich out of a burrito.
You know, here's one thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible ad. Doesn't matter who's in it. It was a terrible ad.
I'll tell you about Megan Rapinoe you'll never see her on the cover of like a Madden video game. So that is one thing. That is the only thing I could talk bad about her is she doesn't play real football.
Versus the Michaela Maroney ad with Geico is hilarious.
Oh yeah, she's not going to be on.
Is she conservative?
No,
I don't know
she's
what the hell
not.
she is. I don't know. She does a Geico ad now.
But it's a good ad. Doesn't matter. It's a good ad. And I agree with Bill Maher on a lot of shit too. And he's not a conservative.
Well, he's also not a liberal.
Yeah.
Well, he did
Well,
date what's her face, Ann Coulter for a while.
So what?
Yeah.
That must have been interesting.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with his ideology? He's more of a libertarian than anything.
So I was.
I like Bill Maher. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
I was watching, some of the other highlights for like some of the Olympic happenings.
Mike, do you see the camera, Alex?
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
And one of my favorites was
What am I
apparently
looking
everything that had to do with in relation to shooting, the U.S. absolutely dominated. And
Oh yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I was like,
Of course.
USA,
We have a gun culture here.
USA. And my immediately thought was like, I'm looking over at Russia and China and
Switzerland.
what was it? That's right, Monaco. Looking at you, Liechtenstein,
Liechtenstein.
letting you all know that America's still better at shooting than you.
Behind
Than
every
everyone.
blade of grass.
And be lucky,
Every
we
blade
sent
of
people
grass.
over there with they were nerds shooting their high-tech air guns. Like, that doesn't include Angry Johnny.
Good night, Jerry. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. That
Dude.
does,
Did you guys know that they used to have dueling in the Olympics?
Yeah.
And they
It's
shot like
crap.
wax wads at each other.
Yeah. Dueling and
Wax bullets.
Well, they still have fencing.
Yeah. But do you know they have competitive walking? Which is like,
Competitive walking.
yes.
Yeah,
Look
speed
that
walking.
shit up. It's
Speed
speed
walking.
walking. And there's rules that like they also have like a guy whose job is to basically, if you're walking too fast or your feet aren't like contacting the ground properly, he has a flag that has a big S on it for slow.
Yeah, you got to keep a certain
Yeah.
like gait or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
so you get the medal.
I
on
tell you what, that
cadence.
reminds me of one of my favorite short
and
stories.
they do like a 25-kilometer and like a 50-kilometer walk.
It reminds me of a short story from the pseudonym of who's the guy that writes all
What, they
the
have
horror
ball
stories?
walkers.
Shut hi. Who's the guy who writes all the horror stories?
Paul Walker.
No.
Stephen King.
Stephen King. It's one of Stephen
Randall
King's.
Stevenson.
It's one of the Stephen King pseudonyms that he writes under, but it's a pseudonym that he wrote The Running Man, which Arnold Schwarzenegger bastardized for his action movie. But he wrote a story, and it's one of my favorite stories
That movie
from
is
him.
awesome.
That movie's awesome.
And the movie's awesome, but it has nothing to do with the story. If you read the story,
and I'm going to be honest with you.
so that's the bastardization. I didn't say the movie was
No,
bad,
yeah.
but let me finish my thought.
I want to Leland.
They had a story. It's called The Long Walk, and I would hope that they would make this into a movie because it's a fascinating story. And basically, it's a dystopian future where they have to control the population. So every year in regions, they gather all the kids between ages, I think it's like 12 and 15 or
The
12
Hunger
and 14.
Games?
No, it's not the Hunger Games. It's called The Long Walk. And they start walking from someplace in the east where he's from, like Boston. And they start walking. And you have to walk faster than 3 miles an hour, and you cannot stop. If you stop, you get shot in the head. You get
Oh, dude,
executed.
I actually read this.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
Am I the one that gave you the book to read?
No,
Because I remember I had the book for a while. But anyway, and then if you get all the way to the end, it's kind of like Hunger Games where you get everything you want for the rest of your life and everything like that. But all the kids that are walking become celebrities as they walk. And, of course, there's bets are placed. And you can only slow down, I think, twice and rest. But you have to be the last one walking.
How long? Oh, so there's only one kid that wins.
Yeah, only one. Everybody else gets shot. So out of these thousands of kids that start walking, I mean, only one wins. He's the last one walking.
And you said this is Stephen King?
Stephen King writes under a pseudonym. I can't remember the pseudonym.
Richard Bachman.
Richard Bachman, that's it. Yeah.
whatever.
So it's a short story. And there's 3 stories. It was The Running Man, The Long Walk, and another one in a book that I probably have it here somewhere. I'll look for it. If I have it, I'll pull it out. I want to read that again. But That's a great story. I hope they make that into a movie.
I hope they don't. Because I'm going to tell you.
Because you're just a dick.
No, I just don't like Stephen King.
Do you know who would
Well, I don't like his politics either, but he writes really good
I'm not
books.
even talking about his politics. I don't like his books.
Do you know?
like
Do you know?
his
who-
Yeah,
do you know
they
who would
already
win
came
the-
out with the movie.
But do you know who would win
The
that?
Long Walk?
This is crap.
But do you know who would win that?
They came out with The Long Walk?
Oh wait, no, this is a
The Running Man.
different movie.
Forrest Gump would win that.
The Running Man was based off a story, which the Running Man in the story is more global. It's like you're targeted, and then you don't know who is going to be the one taking you out. It doesn't have all these like the hockey guys and all that kind of stuff. And then you have to go from like New York to Paris, and you have to, if you make it, you win. But along the way, they're trying to kill you. These are all trained assassins that are hunting you down and trying to kill you. That would have been a better movie, in my opinion. But the Arnold Schwarzenegger one was kind of fun.
It was like 1,000% better.
I'll be back.
1,000% less Stephen Kingy.
Yeah, it was loosely based on the premise,
Things.
meaning they used all the
the
same names, but they didn't. It wasn't. Yeah,
things I dislike from Stephen King. Basically, all of it.
you didn't like Pet Sematary?
You didn't like Carrie?
Carrie? Are you kidding?
Carrie's pretty good.
Carrie's awesome. And what was the one with the car? Christine?
Or the Langoliers, which is probably one of the most terrible things I've
My
ever
favorite
had to
Well,
watch.
that was not his fault that the movie sucked.
No, it was his fault that his book sucked.
Oh, the book's actually pretty good.
No,
What was the one, Alex?
I don't like Stephen King
Hold on.
books. I've never gotten into it. And like I've had to like try and or apparently for literary appreciation.
We had Dean Stockwell.
Oh yeah.
and it still sucked.
It's called Rubber. It's about a serial killer tire. Came out in 2011. I don't know if Stephen King wrote it, but it's like on par with a lot of his books. He has a lot of like kind of like
Stupid,
okay
dumbass
books.
books.
Didn't he get hit by a minivan, then bought the minivan slowly to destroy the minivan?
I don't know, but
That
he
sounds kinda
What
awesome.
is that?
So-
that sounds like something I would do if I
Stephen
had the money.
King has been known to like pump out just books,
Yeah, he's written a lot of books.
and some of them are just bad. Like, and he's even admitted.
Yeah, which ones are the bad ones? The ones you've never heard of.
Yeah.
The Shining was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
The ones he gave to Emmeline Shyamalan to make movies on. Those are the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, plus he's a flaming liberal and thinks we all should give up our guns. And
I didn't like him before I found that out. I just
A flaming liberal.
you know,
what is that?
a flaming liberal. I don't know. I'm just.
So that means you would not vote for McConaughey because he's against guns.
No, he's not.
You know, I don't care if a politician is against guns. It makes no difference to me.
He is not. Matthew McConaughey is not against guns. He is not for the banning of guns.
Matthew McConaughey's stance on the AR-15.
Okay, that's one
Okay,
gun.
I don't care about another individual's. You know, it's subjective to them. All right. Now, if they want to make it objective to everybody else, then that's the issue. But I'm not going to dislike somebody just because they don't like guns or anything.
Matthew bearing arms.
We'll have
April
that. We'll have
25th,
that
2018.
conversation when we
McConaughey
we
wants
have
to
that
give up your assault
conversation.
weapons.
I mean, I for one,
I'm voting for him. If he runs for governor, I'm voting for him.
I wouldn't. Because then we'll just have another like meme governor.
Hold on. He hasn't voted in the Texas primary election since 2012. Well, that's true. There's nobody really to vote for.
Yeah, I mean, this headline says that he sees both sides of the gun debate.
I mean, he's from Texas, so you know.
And then Beto's from Texas. So
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't
that's true.
pretty much-
Bobby
Well,
Francis.
Beto's, he's an ideological puppet, so he has to say that.
Texas
because-
has only been like Republican for maybe like 30 years.
yeah.
So
Not even that long.
Yeah. Who
2000
else is from Texas? who
The
really
first
sucks?
statewide, I think that won recently was Rick Perry. That was back in it was Ag Commission. I
I'm
think it was
trying
back
to
in
think. There was another guy who was kind of a
92,
huge
I think.
wiener.
And then W won governor
Kinky?
in '94,
No, who was super not anti-gun.
and the legislature didn't flip Republican till 2003.
Yeah, but that was old school Southern Democrats.
Yeah, the really racist ones.
Yeah.
Really racist, shitty ones.
Real racist ones. The Lyndon B. Johnson Democrats.
Oh, the segregationists. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
The Dixiecrats is what they called them.
I wish Chuck was here, man, because I wanted to talk some sports.
I was talking about sports until you guys interrupted me with the Davis recap of the Olympics. How awesome it was.
The equestrian pugilism.
The equestrian pugilism.
That's amazing. That's a good one to that's a good one to end the show on right there. Equestrian pugilist. Pugilist.
Yeah, we had that
That's
happen.
awesome.
There was some other good stuff that happened. One of the highlights was like apparently like it was for like whenever they have you stand up in front of your whole flag thing at the end of whatever shit that you guys won or whatever.
Yeah, the
Like,
podium.
Yeah, the podium, whatever.
You call it the podium.
Yeah. Well, they also have your flags there.
It's called a podium.
K. Leland Jr. So
It's like there's 3 levels. If you win number 1, you're the highest level.
yeah,
In the center.
And the second one's about halfway down.
yeah. Apparently,
And third place, you really don't have to step up all that far. You
the
just
Canadian had
it's
to
like less than a foot, really.
Second
flex
loser.
maximum Canadianness and make sure the Japanese flag was visible, for the whole TV thing. And stood off to the side, and I was like, "Oh, that's a very friendly moment. Thank you, Canadian guy, for helping out, other people during the Olympics." And then it was pretty neat. But the part that I'm overall very happy about is the fact that basically in China, if you're going to become an Olympic athlete, like you either become an Olympic athlete and you come back with gold, or you're probably deaded.
Or they hand you a short sword and then let you go take care of it.
That's Japan.
Yeah,
yes.
they hand you like a sledgehammer.
Oh,
and
that's
they say-
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, they hand you a hard hat and a sledgehammer.
It's like in Russia where they give you a pistol and a shot of vodka and they hope you do the right thing.
Yeah, I was like, that probably sucks because
It is too
China's-
bad, Ivan, that you did not win the gold.
China's much larger than
We
the U.S.
needed that gold to pay the bills.
and they still got blown out,
Yeah.
beat, and it just made me
Yeah, didn't the United States had the most gold, right?
and silvers
And silvers.
and bronze and medals overall.
We just won all the way around.
We're just way better than everybody else.
Everybody.
Then
Too bad there's no more East German shot putters.
I saw some other, countries that are like, we got 1 gold this year, or we got a medal, and literally the whole country started to celebrate. And I was like, this is probably so.
Well, yeah, it's like Monaco.
They're
It's
like,
like how many athletes did they really send? 3?
We got bronze! Yay!
Or what was the one country that won their first medal? It's like Polynesia or some tiny little country.
Did the Vatican City send any athletes?
No, they don't.
yeah, I was.
Did who?
The
Vatican.
City.
No, Vatican does not send athletes to the Olympics.
Well, they're technically a
Speed
country.
poping.
That would be Pope John Paul I.
The Olympians that would come out of the Vatican are actually all from Switzerland.
Yeah,
So
the Swiss Guard.
But
they mainly take gold in fencing and javelin.
And pantaloon wearing.
if you look at places that got
Discus.
1 medal or 2, it was like Syria. They got
They got a medal?
2.
Holy
They
cow.
got
What
a
the hell
silver
did they do in
bronze.
Syria?
Moldova, Kuwait, Grenada, Ghana.
Did North Korea get any
Ivory
medals?
Coast. Hell, even Burkina Faso.
I don't think North Korea was there. I think they all were part of South Korea.
Yeah. Burkina Faso, Botswana. Finland got 2 medals.
They're more of a Winter Olympics.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mexico got
So who went over?
well,
Oh, it looks like everybody at least got 1 medal with bronze.
yeah, but I don't think
Even
it shows,
even Kuwait got a medal.
yeah, I don't think it shows people who did not get
Did
medals.
Afghanistan get any medals?
The Kuwaiti got a medal for avoiding to go to war. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that too soon? It's too soon, isn't
As
it?
soon as like 30 fucking years ago.
It's like, yeah, exactly how old you are.
Oh yeah, hey, look at that.
Yeah, overall, some of these places, Argentina, they got 3 medals.
Mexico rocking 4 bronze.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan. 8 bronze medals.
Oh, Borac got some medals. Cool.
Yeah.
Namibia got 1 silver.
How about Bratislava? Did they get any medals?
North Macedonia. I didn't know there was a South Macedonia.
Well, yeah. Well, there isn't anymore.
Because they didn't get a medal.
They got purged. Yeah. They didn't want a unified Macedonia. They just didn't like South Macedonia.
Yeah.
So hold on. Was there anybody that went over?
I don't know, because I think you have to really look it up who didn't. Like, Puerto Rico got a medal, so that was cool for them. Estonia got 2. So, Puerto Rico, you are not
talk into your phone.
Good as stuff.
How do I ask it a question?
Type it like a human being.
Well, he didn't go to type. He didn't. He has a Houston education system, so they didn't have typing.
Yeah. Our keyboards were missing keys. So
dumbass. Not making your own keys.
Okay, so the countries that didn't get a medal. Let's see.
They were shut out.
Hong Kong still got medals. Hell yeah. Suck it, China.
Taiwan.
Oh man, come on.
They must have got medals too, right?
I hate it when you do that. You go into.
Or I could just ask Google.
Do you know who got 9 medals? Serbia. And do you know who got 8 medals? Croatia.
So if they were still one country, they would have had 17 medals.
No, what I'm saying is Serbia is better than Croatia at sports.
Did any countries not win a medal at the Olympics?
Oh, I wonder how many Albania got.
According to USA Today, out of the 206 countries and territories with an NOC, there are 72 that have never won a medal at the Olympics.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
I hate it too.
That makes me furious.
TikTok videos with the automated voice on it and everything like that. It sounds dystopian to me.
Stupid.
Yeah, like everybody has it. It all sounds like the same voice. There's no.
So
I don't know.
Since this is the last show
Cringy.
in the man cave.
Yeah, why is this the last show in the man cave? It's only August.
I don't know, because next week we're not going to have any of the stuff here. Most of the stuff's going away. And then I don't expect the house to be on the market that long. So, yeah. What memory do you have of the last 7 years? 9 years?
It's only been 2 years for me.
9 years.
Of this place?
Of not this place, of the show. I mean, the one show that sticks out in my mind is we were all in that room, all in the control room, which was the main studio, and there had to have been about 12 people here. I think Tyler, you were here, and we were all packed in that room, having a great time drinking. And at the end of the show, I ended the show and then passed out.
And forgot to
and
end the
nobody turned the show off. So if you go back in the archives, that show is like 3.5 hours long because I passed out. And did they turn the show off? No, they went in and took pictures of me, passed out behind the chair.
Just imagine if that was YouTube. I think the best memories was the when we had catering by player to be named the player to be named later's soon-to-be wife.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was last week.
That was not the only time. It was like you did it a couple times, and then you made you made your nachos for the election night coverage.
Yeah, that's true.
And you made your nachos another time. I forget what that was.
So all your memories revolve around food.
Oh yeah.
Mike, how about you?
I'm supposed to have memories.
He did get the quad.
He did finally get the quad. Yes.
Trying to think.
I don't know, man. I just live in the moment.
Yeah.
We had some good shows, man. We had some fun.
I mean, I just feel like, this nightmare will never end. And I'm just doomed to walk on this
doomed
to
continue.
And suffer pain and indifference.
I mean, that was a good memory.
Like, all lost in time.
Yes.
Like Tears in the Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm just a particle
I don't know
floating through a microcosm.
So I don't know, once I get settled, of course there'll be another studio because this is part of my life now. It's what I do.
Yeah, what are we gonna do this on on a card table?
I don't know. I've been kind of thinking about it. We could. I mean, I don't know what the setup's going to look like. I really don't. I mean, I've had some ideas in my mind, like we could, sit outside around a fire pit, or we could do it remotely where we were all. See, 'cause I don't really like that.
I don't like that. No one likes that.
I mean, if I'm gonna do it remotely,
Well, that just means that Leland would have to like clean a section of his room.
You'd have to move everything
I'm
off
just
to the
kidding,
side.
Leland. I don't know what your lifestyle's like.
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't really know what it's gonna look. It's gonna look like something though. I mean, this is fun. I enjoy this. I really
do it
do.
where I live.
I enjoy the banter. I enjoy having you guys up here and being part of it, and I enjoy entertaining folks that stop by and want to dip in on this train wreck. But it's it's been fun. It's been therapeutic for me. I mean, it's something I look forward to every week. So it's going to be hard not to do it. But I mean, next week we got our big thing on Sunday, and slowly but surely we have to downsize, and a lot of this stuff, like none of this is coming with me. So all this is going.
What DMV did this come from again?
This came from the DMV out of Rockdale, Texas. Yep. So this is going to be, if anybody wants a part of history, DM me and you can have the desk. I don't know. It's not that much of a history. I only had it for less than 5 months. But it's just going to be different. But it's going to continue. We're just going to.
Oh, this train wreck is going to have to find a new track, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
We wrecked the track,
Pretty much.
so we have to find a new track. Got it. Yep.
Yeah. So but it'll be fun. Whatever we do, whatever we decide, it'll be fun.
The 7-track is now looking for an 8-track.
And for those of you who are on here, go ahead and like the video for me. Share it. It's part of history. It's a chapter that's closing. I don't know if we're going to change the name. I don't know. Who knows? My focus is on getting this place sold and getting set up in my new place. And, once we're all set up and done, and we'll figure it out. Whatever it will be, it will be.
The next show should be called Municipal Trash Burn.
Yeah.
Scheduled every Monday night. 9
Every
p.m.
Monday.
A municipal trash burn.
The municipal trash burn.
All right.
Municipality with Mike Allen.
I don't know.
Equestrian pugilism.
Yeah, that's way
By
better.
Mike.
Yeah.
Want to punch a horse? Show up 9 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday. Might not even be on Monday night. Might be on Wednesday night.
Or
Ideally,
back-
it'd be like on a Thursday night.
or a Friday night.
Yeah, because
because
Monday that's when.
Well, I did get accepted into the master class, and that class is on Thursday afternoon. So that would be something that might be an idea, Alex. You might stumble on something.
do it not on Monday night. Well, that means
like a Thursday night.
Also, we could
yeah,
rent,
because
like,
that
an
opens
office
up
space
Monday
for, like,
night
50
because
bucks a month.
Red Lobster has their unlimited
Hold
shrimp
on.
on Mondays.
You could do what, Alex?
Rent a office space for like 50 bucks a month.
It's not that cheap, is it?
I know a spot.
And just set it up.
I know exactly which spot you're
It's
talking
not
about.
great,
It's not,
I've installed
but it's
internet
only
in that
$50 bucks.
building.
but it's only 50 bucks. Definitely got to lock the doors and make sure you shit and pee before you show up because you do not want to use those bathrooms.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Does
know.
it even have air conditioning?
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, it's got air conditioning.
Yes.
yeah.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Does it have high-speed internet?
And both.
It has Google Fiber, actually.
Oh, really? Google
It
Fiber.
has fiber.
Nice.
So-
It doesn't have plumbing, but it
There's
has
two
Google
of the
Fiber.
places. There's two of the places that I'm looking at.
well, yeah,
going.
it's a lot easier to run fiber than it is to replumb an entire fucking building.
I would know. I've had to do both.
Two of the places I'm looking at going to have fiber
Yeah.
Yes.
for internet. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
how
shouldn't
many
have
times did
these-
you
so we
to
shouldn't
bust
have
out
these
the
bottlenecks we have
the
right now.
jackhammer for a fiber run?
Never.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a lot of drywall is removed to replace a fiber.
I remember like taking out like a 16 portion of like a 16-inch slab for your dad, and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks a lot.
That shit sucks.
I think we both worked for Jesse, didn't we, Alex?
Yeah.
Under, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, go find the water line, dig it to the street.
Have
Shit.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Don't say anything inappropriate inside the customer's house like shit or fuck. Okay.
Dick tits.
Yeah. Okay, Jesse.
Get it all out now. Yeah.
That was kind of fun working for your dad, though. I enjoyed it. Got me out of the house.
Yeah, so what we should do is for the next show, we should also have like a business that goes with it that sells like used band equipment. And have like an emporium.
I have a what?
Emporium?
Like a used band equipment emporium. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Actually, that's something Paul's trying to set up.
Tell Paul to quit stealing my ideas.
God damn it, Paul.
Yeah.
I had these first. I don't know if you know this, but I am big smart. My brain is huger than everyone else's. And I know stuff.
Huger with a Y, right?
Oh, my God.
I am more smarter.
Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. It's not ending, but it's just taking a break.
End of an era.
But it is the end of an era. We're the Man Cave, the original Man Cave. This is the last time we'll be broadcasting from here. And I just want to thank, thank you, Leland, for coming here and being a punching bag for us. You're our ideological pugilist. but you take it. You're a good sport, and you give it as well as you can take it, and I appreciate that. And hopefully, when all this comes back around, we can have a space here and continue that. And Mike, Rumi,
yeah.
Thanks for your insights, man. I appreciate it. And Alex, for driving the boat.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun.
Patty, we miss you.
It's been great.
And Patty,
and Chuck, we miss you.
Chuck, man, I wish you guys were here. Sucks, but again, when we come back, it'll be rebranded, reworked, and it'll look different, but we'll probably be the same guys hanging out. So
what's wrong with the old name? It's got 9 years of history.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, it's not going to be in the Radio Man Cave anymore, but
you know what? I'll do what the fuck I want. How about that?
You can call it Rough Handy.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, signing off for the last time from the Man Cave. Thank you for joining us in the last 9 years or so. We will be back in the fall, probably.
No need to get all sentimental.
Yeah, I mean, we're just taking a break I'm sentimental about the space, but not the show. Will be back in some form or another, and we'll continue to have fun because that's all we do here is have fun. So, for the last time from the Radio Man Cave, I'm Mike Allen, and you have been on the air.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.